This is on behalf of Victor Fletcher at the Toronto Street News. He asks, why is NDP Premier Gary Doer of Manitoba issuing NAFTA driver's licenses that are good from Canada to Mexico, and why are a large majority of the NDP apparently supporting the SPP.gov agreements, and yet you and a few others are courageous enough to speak out? Can you explain that internal conflict so we don't just support the NDP blanketly, but we single out and maybe empower members like you to get more done within your party?
Well, the NDP Federal Caucus has taken a very strong stand. All 30 members of the Federal NDP Caucus are opposing the SPP. We've had events like this one right across the country organized by NDP MPs, and Jack Layton, as I mentioned, was the first parliamentarian to take a stand against the SPP back in 2005, and the eve of the first summit, before the documents even became available. He was concerned about the secrecy of the agenda that Liberal Prime Minister Paul Martin had set up. So the federal NDP has been very consistent about this, and the provincial New Democrats have as well. I haven't heard this driver's license question coming up from Manitoba.
And the Speaker of the Manitoba Legislature announced that the Nafta Super Highways are going through, so...
No, you mentioned the driver's licenses, so no, I'm not sure that's true. I can't check. There's lots of rumors that come up, but I'll check them out, and I'll check that one out. I'd be skeptical about that one. There is some comment about a throne speech that was held in Manitoba where they talked about the highway system that has been put up in from Manitoba down into the United States. Now, the Nafta Super Highways issue is one that occasionally comes up in the public meetings that we've been holding. And The Nation, which is a progressive American news weekly, did a wonderful expose about the so-called Nafta Super Highways just last summer. What they did is they examined, this is something that comes from the American right, American right-wingers who say that there's this Nafta superhighway system that's being put into place. The Nation found no evidence of that. What they did find was the Trans-Texas corridor that is being set up as a public-private partnership, so basically public money financing a private company to bulldoze through Texas, a particularly controversial highway. And that particular highway is something that is real, is on the planning stages, and is being implemented and is controversial. The Nafta Super Highways issue is not something we've seen any evidence of, and as I mentioned, the Nation sees no evidence of.
Would you say that members of the NDP are not as active as you'd like based on how important this is? Or maybe you can't speak too much against your party, but why aren't more people speaking publicly on this issue?
Can I
Please.
I'll just finish on the superhighways, so-called superhighways issue. What that does come from American right-wing websites is one of the NAFTA organizations actually put in place a website that included a series of grids that was then transformed by the American right to this supposed NAFTA superhighway system. So that's not what I'm concerned about with the SPP. The 10 elements that I just outlined are what the NDP is battling for at all levels. We've had municipal councillors, NDP municipal councillors involved, provincial MLAs involved, and MPPs involved, and federal MPs. So the NDP is unified on this. So with respect, I'll have to disagree with you, because that's just not the case.
Okay.
Thank you.
Gentleman in the back had his hand up.